Hi, everybody. Welcome to Siege365, where we talk about the past, the present, and the future of Rainbow Six Siege. This regular podcast aims to cover Siege all year long on a regular basis to create excitement, express gratitude, and share nostalgia. We cover changes made in game from a player perspective while reporting on game development and events made by fans for fans. Today is April 14th, 2025. This is episode 15, and we've made it to year 10. This is season 1, and it's called Operation Prep Phase. Last episode, we talked about Operation Collision Point and the rework of Blackbeard. I think with that, Blackbeard, I think it was a good rework. He's much stronger. His pick rate definitely went up for sure from the season before, and now he's actually banned quite often. So yeah, they mission accomplished. They buffed Blackbeard for the first time in years. Whether that's people like it or not, it's kind of up to debate. But I think he's a strong operator, and he's been reworked very well. And he's got those nades that he can toss behind his shield. He can go through barricades, like castle barricades, regular barricades, and soft walls like orcs. And aside from that, in February, we had 6 Invitational happen, and FaZe beat BDS. So what makes that unique? BDS kept getting second place over and over and over again. This was like their chance to get first place, and they fortunately didn't do it, and they got second place again. But more importantly, the winner, it's very unique. It was FaZe, and I kind of softly followed Pro. I don't really follow Pro League. I just kind of tune in when there's a big event. So this podcast isn't really for Pro League. There's other podcasts out there that talk about Pro League specifically. But one thing that I wanted to point out was Need and Handy. They won back. They're twin brothers, and they were on competing teams, and they won back-to-back World Championship tournaments. They're like $3 million tournaments. One of them, I think it was Nade. Yeah, Nade beat Handy in 2023 or 2024, excuse me. And then this year, 2025, for 6 Invitational 2025, Handy won. So, congratulations! It's a phenomenal accomplishment from that family. That's insane to me. Like, but some people are just built different. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the current season. Let's see, window capture. Here we go. So the current season, so last season we had this year 9, we talked about Collision Point. Year 10 is going to be Operation Prep Phase. So what makes this unique is it's very similar to, I think, year 2, season 2, Operation Health. This is like Operation Health 2.0, right? So they don't have a whole lot of content. They're mostly doing bug fixes. And sorry, my phone's ringing. They're mostly doing bug fixes. They came out with a new reputation system. It's all about game health. It's all about bug fixes. They even put out a post talking about they don't want to do any balance changes, and they don't want to tweak any operators or anything like that. But let's get into it. So Operation details. We've got Operation Prep Phase. We've got a new operator named Raora, and let's see, she has a new weapon called the Reaper, which is very unique. So the Reaper, I made a video about that, but it pretty much, most machine pistols pull to the left. The Reaper is different because it pulls to the right, so it feels difficult to maintain. When you go to click on it, I don't know if this isn't clickable, but when you go to click on it, it'll give the stats. It'll say like 5-star difficulty. So it's probably the hardest gun to run for machine pistols out there, more than like Kali's, for example, or Clash's machine pistol. That's probably the best in the game. She has these. Her gadget is a Dom panel, so let me show you guys that. So this is a Dom panel. You can put them on doors to prevent people from flanking you. So in this example, she put it on the door so she can rope up and not get shot. There's a small delay before the defenders can shoot it open, but it's kind of like a castle barricade, right? It's very situational. They show it a lot on Cafe, but actually find the map that is most useful is on Villa, because Villa has these really long hallways, and you have to be within 5 or 6 meters to deactivate or activate the gate, essentially. And so Villa has these really long hallways. You can play 90 and you can see with an ACOG down long haul or short haul. But if you put it on short haul door, you can just push up red, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it. It's pretty cool. Um, but let's see, reputation system impact. So they came out with a new reputation system, or it's an existing reputation system, but they tweaked it and they finalized it, and now it's out. It is more strict than most people like it to be, but I think Ubisoft likes it that way, so they can actually say that they're moderating their game. And they give rewards. So I happen to get like 75 rewards or something like that for being exemplary. And then I encountered. We'll talk about stuff a little bit later regarding player health, but I encountered a lot of cheaters, so I started abandoning games, and so my reputation went down. But it was after I got all my bonuses and stuff. And then matchmaking, they reworked matchmaking. I have heard a couple complaints about this, but I don't know if it's directly related to dynamic matchmaking. They didn't really explain out. They don't really explain how this works. It just says like they're making improvements on to accommodate densely and sparsely populated regions and to seek higher quality matches during peak hours. So it probably puts you closer to your skill when there's lots of people playing at once. But a lot of people, what they've found is they'll be in like there'll be lower ranked players who are like silver or gold, and they get matched up with like platinums, emeralds, diamonds, champions, stuff like that, and they're frustrated because they're like, why I'm gold, why am I being matched against a champ? I don't know if that's related to dynamic matchmaking whatsoever, but I have heard complaints from the community about matchmaking fairness. Then they had celebration packs, which are pretty cool. So celebration packs are these packs that you can open up. They're kind of like alpha packs or bravo packs, but they're just called celebration packs, where you open them up and you can get limited time content that's expired from years past. So say something's from year 1 or year 2 that you really wanted, like Dustline or Onami, the bowl, I forget what it's called, but the gun with the raging bowl, Chipinazo, I think that's what it's called. Or if you want Obsidian, you can pull those from these packs, where previously you couldn't, you'd have to buy them on the marketplace, or before the marketplace even existed, you just missed out. So this is pretty cool that they added this in. I think a lot of people like it. The black packs get duplicates. The white ones, there's no duplicates. They're premium ones. So do what you want with that information, but you can actually just grind with. You can't spend money on these. On the black packs, you literally just play the game and build up renown, and then you unlock them. They're expensive. If you have a membership, like I have a membership, it's like 13,500 renown just to get one pack. So definitely save up your renown and buy them in bulk, because you get discounts for buying them in bulk. Do as I say, not as I do, right? But yeah, they have a seasonal weapon skin. They announced that's the next season, Siege X. The reason why this is called Prep Phase is because they're getting ready for Siege X, which we'll talk about a little bit in the future, or a little bit later in the episode. And then they had operator price decrease. So the older operators are coming down in price. The newer ones are more expensive. But yeah. They did, as far as game health goes, they removed DirectX 11. That's a little controversial, but I think the game runs pretty smooth for most people now. So they migrated to DirectX 12 to get ready for Siege X, and they got rid of Vulkan as well. A lot of people were upset with that, but I think it's best it doesn't make sense to like maintain 3 APIs from a developer standpoint, so they just streamlined it DirectX 12 is the latest, greatest, and everyone's running off of that. I actually got more frames now, so the game felt smoother, and I had more stability and better frames with DirectX 12 than I did 11. But like the season before, it was terrible. So Collision Point, DirectX 12 was terrible, and we had to like do some going into settings and change things in order to get it to work, um, and run on DirectX 11. So good to see that they finally get it up and running. They added cosmetic streaming where charms are being streamed. They're going to roll that out to other cosmetics as well, but that way the downloads are on demand. So instead of them just like loading like 1,000 charms or whatever into your computer, it'll just stream it. And then they updated textures for like wood and whatnot. They added plain, yacht, and favela to map training, so you can do that. And then they added raw aura to the versus AI playlist. But that's it. That is the whole season. You'll notice that if you remember back when there was Operation Health, there was no content whatsoever. They were literally just building the game, like fixing the game. If you look at the patch notes for this season, oh, this is balancing patch notes. They are like, hey, we're not changing any balancing stuff. We're just gonna see how things are going. But then also, if you look at what they're doing as far as like each patch that comes out for the season, it's not even balancing changes or we're adjusting the game or we're adding content, we're adding maps. It's bug fix, bug fix, bug fix, bug fix, bug fix, bug fix. So that's something that's pretty interesting. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is the season. It's a light season. But I do want to say, let's talk about the future, that they did have a big event where they announced Siege X. And Siege X is like, they give it like Siege, they say don't call it Siege 2, because it's an update, but it's the biggest update, supposedly, that they're having to the game at once. So just to make sure that the game will last another 10 years, that's what they're doing. So this is like the 10th anniversary edition of Siege. The game is going free to play, and some people are critical of that because they think that cheaters can just make an account, get it banned, and then create another account and it's free and get a ban. But honestly, I don't think that's a very good argument, because the game right now, if you go on to like various websites, like Steam, it goes on sale on Steam or on CD Keys or on Ubisoft's website, like Ubisoft Connect or Ubisoft Store, excuse me. It's like $8 at most. It's a 10-year-old game. This game, you buy it, you pay $8 for it. When it goes on sale, it goes on sale for $3. That is not cost prohibitive whatsoever. The only thing that I would say that does is, like, if you're a cheater, it captures that information, like a credit card information, your name, your phone number, stuff like that, or your name, your credit card information, your address, zip code, stuff like that. So they can ban people based off of the card that they use. But I think a lot of cheaters are also like criminals, and they're stealing credit cards and they're buying accounts various ways, or like accounts get bought and sold on a black market, and so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I think the free to play, just my personal opinion, I think free to play is a good thing for Siege. I think it brings in more legit players than cheaters. I feel like the people who are cheating in the game are already going to be cheating in the game, and you're going to just get less of a barrier for like people who want to just, hey, let's hop on Siege. Oh, I don't own Siege. Hey, it's free. Don't worry. Come on over, And so people can bring their friends over. And I think that's a great thing. They're still leaving restrictions to ranked and to Siege Cup. And they're still having, like, you have to be level 50, and you have to buy the game in order to play ranked or Siege Cup. But what they are doing, which is very unique, is all your content carries over. So you get legacy rewards for whatever year you started playing Siege. So you can get like a badge and skins and stuff. But then also all your content, like all their skins and everything, carries over to Siege X. It's just like an update. It's not Siege 2, right? It's a whole update for the same game. And then they added a new game mode, which is not bomb, not hostage, and not secure area. This is the first update or game mode that they've made in the past, I want to say 10 years. I think those three game modes were the first year they came out with them on the first year. I remember when they added, it was just hostage and they added bomb. Um, I've played the game from closed alpha, closed beta, open beta, and then year one, and then Black Ice. So like Black Ice, if you play Black Ice and you remember that, that season was like a year after I played the game. um, it feels like it anyway. I don't know exactly, but anyway, Dual Front. Dual Front's very cool. Um, Dual Front is gonna be for me. I'm a core Siege player, and I gotta play Dual Front. I gotta try it out, play around with it, play the beta and whatnot. Um, it's okay. It's not bad. The map, they added a new map called District, and District is a huge map, and it has a mini map, and you have to navigate it. It's very confusing. Um, but that's just like any map, right? Any map where they come out with something new, you have to learn it. But what makes Dual Front unique is that you can run outside the map, and like defenders can run outside the map, but also there's no real attack and defense, right? It sounds weird, but attackers and defenders are doing this. They're on the same team, and you literally have to attack while you're defending. So that's why there's 6 people. So it's 6v6 instead of 5v5. And so that the idea is that you'll have 3 people attack and 3 people defend. My laundry just stopped, so I apologize for the music in the background. Let me just pause this real quick. You guys can listen to it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'll try to cut this out of the video. Okay. Anyway, Dual Front is 6v6. So the idea is that you'll have 3 attackers, 3 defenders. They're doing it at the same time, and then you'll add like 1 or 2 people will move over to help out, depending on what you need. Now there's a neutral zone, and the neutral zone will have different. It's like a jungle if you're familiar with MOBAs, where they have different things you can do to accelerate to get rewards. So the jungle in the neutral zone in Siege is like you have to rescue. It's hostage, so you have to rescue Dokubi. You grab her and you get her on a helicopter, and takes a lift up, and that helps the speed in which you capture. You plant the bomb and you capture points. But there's 3. You have to plant the bomb 3 times, and the other team has to plant the bomb 3 times on your side, and whoever gets there first wins the game. So it's not complicated, but they didn't. To be honest with you, they didn't articulate it very well while I was playing it. So like you struggle when you first get started. But Siege has always had a high skill ceiling anyway, and they never really had tutorials anyway. So the fact that this beta that I played of Dual Front didn't have a tutorial was very funny to me. But I did see there was a content creator workshop afterwards, and or not workshop, survey afterwards, and they asked me, "Hey, should we add zip lines to the map?" And I put yes because the map is huge. So we'll see if they do it. But yeah, just like the spawning was kind of off because you would spawn on your side, and then you'd have to like run all the way over to cross the map to the attacking side, to plant the bomb, and it just took a lot of time. So being able to zip will be pretty cool. Then they added to Core Siege. They added Advanced Repel. So Advanced Repel will let you run and sprint while you're repelling. It'll also give you. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll try to zoom in. It'll also let you round corners, so you can start on one side, like the north side, and then you rope around towards the west side or the east side. You get the idea. They added environmental destruction, so to select maps, which we'll go over. So that those red barrels that are in a lot of games, like if you play Uncharted or just like shooting games in general, they always put red barrels and you shoot it and it blows up. They added that to Siege. so so they have that going on. They also have fire hydrants where you shoot them and then smoke appears. Um, I mentioned 6v6 dual front already, and then the neutral section as well. Aside from that, they're going to have our visual overhaul. So you'll see here, for listeners, I'm just kind of showing off the visual. Um, improvements. I'm hoping that the improvements. I didn't actually play around with Core Siege while I was doing the beta. I just did dual front, but I'm hoping that the performance isn't impacted by this. I hope it's gonna be nice and fast because I care more about performance with Siege than I do visual fidelity. But it does look nice. It does look very nice. But the maps that they're reworking are going to be Cafe, Chalet, Bank, Clubhouse, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 maps, 5 maps. Oh, 5 maps will be fully modernized at launch with each season. So they're going to have a district as well. So yeah, 4 maps with Core Siege. They're going to have a Siege X pack that you can buy right now, where you get a very unique skin for Ash, you get an animated skin for the 5.56 for Thermite's gun, and you get a badge and stuff, and a bunch of other stuff too. Check it out when you get a chance. And then, just like normal Siege, they're gonna have new operator next season. I'm hoping they come out with a new operator next season. New maps. They haven't announced that they're coming out with a new map, but we have district for sure. Balancing changes, player comfort, limited time events. I think they're doing Showdown is got leaked, and Rengoku I think is the other one. And then the player protection improvements. I've heard that they're going to try to come out with voice moderation, so if somebody's cussing at you, saying slurs and stuff, it just mutes it, kind of like a rap song on the radio. And then esports tournaments. They always do that. So, but yeah. That's Siege X, that's the past, collision point, the present, which is prep phase, and the future, which is Siege X. This Siege X will come out June 10th, 2025. And I think the next season, Season 3, will come out September 9th, 2025. I don't know when Season 4 drops. But pretty cool. Window capture, go away. There we go. With that said, thank you for tuning in to Siege365, where we talk about the past, the present, and the future of Rainbow Six Siege. This regular podcast aims to cover Siege all year long on a regular basis to create excitement, express gratitude, and share nostalgia. Siege365 documents the changes made in game from a player perspective while reporting on game development and events. Made by fans for fans. Join us next time where we talk about the full reveal of Siege X, Year 10 Season 2 on June 10th, and anticipate the rollout of Year 10 Roadmap and Season 3 on September 9th. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.